Hi, everyone. Welcome and delighted to see you. My name is Vicki Link. Some people like to call me Vic. Either way is good, as long as you say it nice. Anyhow, I am here to kick this off, and I'd love to just give you a little bit of tips so we can make this go really fun, really fast, and good information. So what I want you to do just for now is go down to chat. Hi, Chris, and say hi to me and to Kim, and she'll be here momentarily. So jump on down to chat. If you're not used to where that's at, if you're on your computer or at the bottom of the page, usually you'll see a whole panel of icons and things to choose from. Hi, Michelle. And go ahead and make sure that it's where it says to, you take that arrow and you set it to everyone. We are in an engaging group. Hi, Gaia. And so we want to just say hello. Lauren, oh my goodness, it's good to see you, hear you. So go ahead and put where you're from. And if this is a first timer for you, tell us that. Hi, Steve. Tell us first timer. You've never heard one of Kim's unusual live streams. So pop that in there. You may have read her book, but you haven't been to her live stream. So go ahead and pop that in. And then I'm going to start with a couple of questions so we can get to know you a little bit before Kim comes in. Hi, Vicki. And so here's a couple of questions I want to have you answer. This call, I want you to treat it like you're in a school setting, a university. You're in class. So you're in class, and what do? You don't just sit there and listen. You have a pen in hand or something or a device, and you take notes. So Heather, I'm warning you, take notes because you will forget much of what you hear because it's unusual. It's so uncommon that you may think you'll get it and you'll get off the call and you go, oh my gosh, that was so good. And somebody will ask you what you heard and you can't repeat it. So, so it's just like a language. This is different and your head won't hold it. So Robin McGill, a couple of first timers. So I'm forewarning you now, if you're sitting there thinking it's entertainment, it won't be. It will be entertaining for sure, but get your notepad. Okay, and as we get moving along, do introduce yourself. Thank you for those that are engaging. We like an engaging group. I tell you what, it's so important just to keep a community going. All of us are in this, trying to do this at this time in our life. And the world's a little different, a little kooky, a little upside down. So the more we hang together, likely the better that outcome will be. We need to raise the Titanic in this industry. So a couple of questions I have, new or not. One, and everybody please answer. How long have you been in this industry? And I mean, if you're whether you're in network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing, you're doing something as a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, you're doing something. So how long have you been overall over the years? Steve, you're the first one. You get a trophy. First one to answer. Steve, you and I are, we're just about the same time on that. Charlie, I know you're about that time, 30 years. I don't know if anybody can beat 30 years, but anybody else, it doesn't matter how many. Some of you would be embarrassed to tell, and I would too for myself. It maybe it's been 10 companies. You've recycled a few times. So it doesn't matter how many. It just means you're seasoned. If you've been in here, over 5 or 10 years, you kind of are a little bit seasoned. You can't be hyped up that easily, usually. And there's some other good things that happen to seasoned people, as long as they don't get so discouraged they leave. So tell. And if you've only been here 6 months or a year, don't be embarrassed. You know why? Let me tell you. Those of us that are seasoned got banged around a bit. Some of you that are just new maybe haven't been through all the rabbit holes that some of us have been through. But I'm just here to tell you the reason I'm here right now is because I'm standing in a good industry that means to do well, but there's sometimes some really weird things go on and some harmful language and strange things like it's easy, anyone can do it. So we know that now. So if you haven't had to hear that and endure it, don't be embarrassed. Just say, I've only been here 6 months. I'm like on my honeymoon and I'm happy. So tell. So that's the first question. And do everybody respond? Lauren, you good girl, 35. She's been here the longest so far. Anybody 40? 40? Everybody here, I think, is seasoned so far. But if you're on the honeymoon, we would love to hug you and just say, oh, you good little person. You're on your honeymoon. And that's good. We'll just hug on you for that. Two, here's the second question. Currently, with what you're doing now, it doesn't mean you're doing the same thing. If you change company or whatever, if you're doing this, how many hours per week would you say that you're investing? And be real. I mean, most people have some kind of a other job so they can put food on the table because they're not making it yet. They're not making it in what they're hoping to make it in. So whether you're seasoned or not, how many hours per week on average are you doing this? And if you're on a hiatus, you're taking time off, then say, I'm taking time off. Just be truthful about it. I'm especially looking to see for those that are 10 hours and above. If you're 10 hours and above, say it. Charlie, you're getting there. You're 8 now, 7 to 8. Good. Richard, 20 to 25. So pop your hours in. And the third question, and whether you're consistent or not, just kind of look at your month and say, well, I took a week off, and I take a week off once a month actually, and I really work 3 weeks out of the month. So average it out, and then put per week, how many hours per week? And then the third question I want to ask, based on what you may be learning today that you may implement, which it will really be a time saver if you take this to heart, and also can save your self-esteem. For those of you that have gone for no for years, some of you probably had to go to therapy afterwards, or you felt like you needed to go to therapy because it was, didn't come out where you expected, and you had phone paralysis reaching out, or whatever the case might be. So the last question is, based on what you're going to hear today, if you go ahead and implement this tool and this suggestion Kim's going to give, more than one likely, where would you like to be given that you could actually do this? Within wherever you're making, whatever you're making now, let's say you're making, because most of you are part-time, let's say you're making 1,000 a month, if that, and you want to grow it. That's why you're here. So in 1 year, given where you are, and there's nobody that's competing with anybody else here, this is an individual game, where would you like to be in 1 year? So if you're making a 500 or you're making nothing, you're just covering the cost of your product coming in on auto ship or standing order. Where do you want to be in a year? And I'd love to see some real answers. So 2 to 5 a month, Michelle, good. A good, somewhere between at least 2 up to 5. Anybody else? Michelle, you're first. Charlie, 2 grand. Okay, that's income. That's real income. So it makes a difference to do that. Okay, who else? And then, by the way, Charlie, your settings, put it to everyone. You are on hosts and panelists, so please switch. 5,000, 5K, 4, okay. So it's 1 year, given what you're going to learn today, that you actually go do something, and don't just file the notes away that you will forget if you don't put it out. And what I used to do when I met Kim was I'd take the notes and I'd stick them on my wall. I'd do Post-its. Remember the day of Post-its? I still use them, but put it up there so I'd make myself do things that I didn't want to do. But I didn't do calls for no, but what you're going to hear today won't take your self-esteem away. You will feel good about yourself at the end of the day. And if you keep implementing, you can make it. You really can. So keep the answers coming. It looks like somewhere around 5K is what the average vote seems to be, if there is such a thing as a vote on this. Let me see what else. So as you're coming in, do the answers here. I'm asking how long you've been in the industry, because some of you are just piling in. Overall, I'm not asking how many companies, just how long, number one. And number two, how many hours per week are you currently spending, if any? And if you're not spending any, then just say, I'm not spending any. I'm discouraged. I don't know what to do. And the third one is, given what you're going to learn today, if you actually implement, given where you are, whether it's 0, $500 a month, 1,000, you're over 6 figures and you want to go to 7, wherever you are, put where you would like to be in 1 year, given that you'll implement and do the thing. So anybody else, pop your answers in, but I think we're about ready to go. I see Kim on with her first slide up. 2 things today. You're going to learn at least 2 things. So let's see if she's ready to roll, and just keep the answers coming in. And Steve, good. You really need to make 10K a month to replace incomes. Yeah, who can't relate to that one? Given where you are, Steve, would that be doubling your income? Wherever that might be, 25% more, whatever. consider that. Okay? And before Kim's voice comes on here, I'm just curious, having been here a long time, like Charlie and a few of you that have been here a long time, how many ever did the go for no practice methodology, if you can call it that? How many ever did that? Where you would call lists, lead lists, or everybody you knew, and tried to make friends with people you didn't really want to make friends with to introduce them to the thing you were doing. Been there, done that. Anybody else? Anybody else got tortured with that methodology? And if you did, say me. I'd like to see Kim to see how many have tried that. Or maybe you didn't want to do it and you never did do it. You were told to do it, but you didn't do it. So there's a whole lot of me's, okay? Some of you, I didn't want to do it. I met Kim and she told me basically I didn't have to do it that way. That was a relief. So that's really good. And how many of you liked doing it? Of those that did the me here, me, I did. How many of you liked it? It's not that you didn't pull something good. You might have really hit, some skill sets because you got more competent or confident. Maybe some of you liked it. I'm just curious, did anybody like it or produce great things off of doing that method? So far, no. Heather, you really didn't like it. Anybody else? I mean, some of you might have gained some great skill sets too. So on the positive side is some people may have gained some skill sets. Some, I think, bail and never get there. They didn't go do the reps with the callings. And so I'm just curious, anybody love it? Tell it. Or liked it. So far, I've got 100% nope, hated it. So I think we have a vote. But if anybody liked it, I want you to stand up because you'll be different. All right, I think we got our votes in. And Kim, I think they're ready for you if you're ready. Got some really good answers here. We'll see if she's ready to roll. Any questions before we start on anything, before she gets herself on screen here? Other than that, just make sure you got your notebook in hand because I think we're ready to rock it. Let's see if I can, there she is. Let me see if she's off mute. Okay, Kim, I do not hear your voice, but I see you. Maybe it's just me. Can you guys hear her? They don't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Okay. Oh, good, good, good.
Ready to rock and roll. Got some great
We are
answers.
ready to rock and roll. Yes, I'm trying to see if I can get my earphones to work, but they're not looking like they're going to work. So I won't use them.
Great. In any case, you sound really clear.
Okay, cool. Well, what matters is that you can hear me.
Yeah.
All right. I am delighted to be here, and I'm delighted with what I'm going to show you. I have something new that I haven't really talked about before. Those of you who don't know me or the work that I do, I'm going to probably surprise most of you with the kind of stuff we say because we have a very different philosophy than the usual, what can I tell you, the usual network marketing stuff that's out there. And the reason is that we're very interested. My personal interest has always been what's the fastest way that I can get people to buy my thing who really like it. Already liked it in the first place. How many of you agree? That sounds kind of stupid, but how many of you agree that you really do want to find the people who are already interested in what you have because their situation is such that they want that? Let me see how many people in the chat are going to say, yeah, you want to find those people.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yes, yes.
Okay. Because what I'm going to show you, you're going to see a lot of people in internet marketing, network marketing, of course, just about everybody in there. The whole idea is to give out content. How many of you have heard? Post content, put stuff out there so people see you and hear you, and give enough free lead magnets, create videos, do all this stuff, and maybe somebody's going to get enough freebies and then they're going to buy. How many of you have heard that this is what you should do? Right?
Yeah.
And, I'm here to tell you that you can do that, but that is great. That's right. I got it. Thank you so much. You can do that, but it is really the slow way to go. You're going to get really old before you get the people that you want. And I'm going to show you how to take a giant shortcut that I would bet you most of you have never seen. I'm going to show you a little chart right now. So the goal of today's session is to show you that there are ways to get people who are already looking to buy something like what you have. In other words, let's say that you sell tennis rackets for professional tennis rackets. And that's your thing. And your specialty is people who used to play tennis when they were younger, but they are now in their 50s and 60s and they still think they're pretty hot. And of course they're not, but they think they are. So you know how we are, right? And so you're looking for people who were once really strong tennis players. Now they've 20, 30 years later, but they still want to have a top racket because carrying around a top racket looks hot, right? I mean, you're going to have that. So if you were to sell high-end tennis rackets and you ran a pro shop, especially for people over 50 who were once really very good, the chances are somebody like me who would say, well, if I were going to buy a racket, I would only buy the top of the line. Who's the number one player today? What are they using? Why? Am I still the number one player today? Probably not, but I still want to have that racket in my hand. So I'm looking for that racket. I don't need a bunch of free lead magnets to show me how wonderful is tennis and how good it is for you and where you should play and what kind of racket. I already know all that. I want to have a hot racket that makes me feel like I did when I was 25 or 18 or 16 and I was playing competitive tennis all over the country. That, you see? So this is the idea of you. Tell me that you have this in your mind. Yes, we got that. Let me see. Yeah, everything. You're going to get really old before you make any money. But you see, they don't know what else to do. So they figure if it's a stranger, you're going to have to do all this. You do not have to be a doormat. No. All right. So here's what we're doing. I'm going to show you a little pull shortcut. And the second, and that's, we're going to use that to do part 2, which is how to get strangers who are already looking to buy. Okay. You're going to get strangers who are already looking to buy. Let me show you something. Okay. Now get ready to get out your gin and tonic here for this image that you're going to see next. There's a guy named Chet Holmes who's very, very good marketer, and he passed away some years ago. And he's talking about all the people that are out there for any product, any service that exists, whether it's a Tesla, whether it's the Buyer Factory, I'm going to show you later today, whether it's what you've got, doesn't make any difference what it is. Of all the people that are interested in an area, only 3% are buying right now. Do you see that at the top? Vic, is it clear?
Yeah, very clear.
Is it big as a barn here?
It
Do I
is.
need to make it bigger?
No,
Y'all see
it's
this?
good. You can do that if you want, but it's big. It's good.
Okay, y'all can see it, right? Only 3% of all the people who have, are looking to buy. 6 to 7% are open to it. 30% are not thinking about it. 30% don't think they're interested, and 30% know they're not interested. So what does that tell you about the people that are out there? 90% don't give a bean. You got it? They're not thinking about it. They don't think they're interested, or they know they're not interested. So you have this little group right here that are looking to buy now, or 6 to 7% that are open to it, who will maybe consider it, maybe get like 1 out of 10. You see this? And what do we do? What do they teach you in network marketing? Everyone will want this, right? Almost no one will want this because that's just, there are enough people. So you could get rich, 7 billion people out there in the world. You can get rich with just a few hundred, usually with just a couple dozen of your own, because they get other people in our industry. Okay. I want you everybody to see that. So what we're trying to do here is, if you communicate to people who are ready to buy right now, that is very different than speaking to somebody who is just curious. Tell me that you understand this. Make sure that we get this in here. Okay? Communicating to people who are ready to buy right now. That's this little tiny sliver up here. 3%, that's it. At any time, okay? So that's what we're doing here. So If you're just curious, if say that somebody is in a market and they're just curious, you might respond to something, an ad or a post that says, check out this free information. Here's my freebie. Here's my freebie. They're called lead magnets, right? But if you're ready to buy, how many lead magnets do you need? Right? Like what is it that you need? Let's say that you're looking for a fix to something and a post comes across. If I offer to help you figure out how to get strangers to buy within 24 hours without you having to do nagging and pushing and all that, would you take me up on that offer? How many people, this is kind of long, right? Let's say if I offer to help you get strangers to buy your stuff who are ready to buy, and you wouldn't have to bang on them and make all these free lead magnets and do all that, would you want to take me up on that offer? How many people would say yes? That's why you're here. That's what we're doing right here. This is it. Right? People that are here, like, oh yeah, this is what I want. So what you want to do is they enter the conversation already going on in the buyer's mind, in the mind of the buyer. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, right now. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, if somebody wants to buy what you have, you remember you have a product, but it is supposed to help solve a problem. So what are the kinds of things? Do we have any weight loss people out here today? Do we have any people that are looking to get rid of, help people get aches and pains? What are you doing for people out there? Yeah, like Lauren. I know you, Lauren. She's a gal who helps doctors and basically high paid professionals who are screwing up their money. You know, that's what she does. It's a well-known fact in the world that doctors and dentists and relatively highly paid so-called, these professional people make a mess of their money. They pay way too much in taxes. They don't know how to save it. They fall for every scam that comes around, right? So you think about a buyer like this, who would be such a buyer? Well, you think, is it going to be every doctor? No. But how about a doctor who just lost, I don't know, a lot of money in, I don't know, in some stock or some scam over there in Africa where they told him you're going to make 100 times your money and he just lost the money. So she could have two doctors that have just lost a bunch of money in their, out of their retirement account. Who is that going to be? Well, the doctor who's got this problem, he just lost some money. And if you'd like to know how to make sure it doesn't happen again, it's just like insurance. If you have fire insurance, I mean, she kind of sells insurance, keep your money, right? She's very good at it. And she has like a long history of doing that for people. But let's say that you sell fire insurance. Who are the best clients? People that have never had a fire or somebody that just had one and lost their whole house. Who's a better client? If you just, like when the Oakland fire was years ago, and it happened that one of the penthouses that I lived in at that time was the whole building and the penthouse was completely destroyed. I was out of it by then, but that's what happened. So do you think that the next time I looked at another property, I was thinking about, oh, I better make sure that the fire insurance covers every single thing. So who's a buyer? Well, if you had a fire and you didn't get the right coverage, click this. Who's it going to be? Somebody who's just had that. Do you see that? Vic, are we clear? Everybody see that?
Very clear.
Yes, I was there during the Oakland fire. It was really horrible. So you see, that's a very different cup of tea than, oh, I have a free bit of information about my wonderful company, which doesn't have any debt. Right? Okay, so, all right. So real buyers don't really need a lot of magnets, free lead magnets, free content. They're ready to buy now because they've had an experience. So what are buyers that are ready not thinking about? Well, they're probably not thinking about the name of your specific product. This is the DNA. This is the best, GPT oil, or this is the X94. No, they're not thinking about that. They don't even know the name of your product. They're not thinking about the science of your product. Oh, this works at the cellular level. Nobody's thinking about that. You may be, but nobody else does. That has a problem. Or, oh, the company's 30 years old and doesn't have any debt. Do you think that people out there that are looking to buy to lose weight in 6 weeks are thinking about the name of your product or the name of your company or the science of your product? Let me hear an answer. Yes or no? Who's thinking about that? You think they're thinking about that?
Not
Right?
at all.
Nobody's thinking about that. Right. But what do they teach you to do? Lead with the name of the product and how wonderful it is and the science and how the company is, debt free and it's 30 years old. Isn't that what they teach you to do? Talk about the product, the science, and the business. But nobody's thinking about that. So how are you going to talk about here, this one right here? Here, see, you want to enter the conversation already going on in the mind of the buyer. Oh my gosh, send them to the company website. Oh, geez, you really want to lose them, do that. Okay. So the buyer's mind, that's what you want. It's kind of like, we should I'll do a session on that one day, the buyer's mind. It's a little bit like the Zen, the beginner's mind. But the buyer's mind is very specific and we all have one. So this isn't going to be, yeah. Right. Dante's calls this a wallet out search. Okay, good. All right. So let's say that your product or your program is good with quick weight loss. So you want to fashion a little story so that somebody who is a buyer would respond to it. And just saying quick weight loss is not going to do it because everybody and their mother says that. So let's do an example. What might your ideal customer be thinking about? Remember, we're talking Robert Collier. This is a buyer. If she knows she's got to lose 2 dress sizes, let's say she knows she has to lose because her high school reunion is coming up or the college reunion or her daughter's going to have a recital. And she says, I cannot go looking the way I am, right? So her internal monologue, what she's saying to herself. Think about this for yourself. Okay, the reunion is in 8 weeks. I've been putting off getting back into shape, and now I am running out of time. I cannot show up looking like this. I have got to fit into my skinny jeans. Does that sound like something that somebody would say? That you know? So what happens? Here, she's scrolling down Facebook. And of course, you've been in a class of mine, so you know how to do this. And she sees, oh, look at this. And what does she see? Get back in shape in 8 weeks for your class reunion. No living at the gym required. Do you think that that the person who was thinking this, the reunion is in 8 weeks. I got to get back into shape. I've been putting it off. I'm running out of time. I can't show up looking like this. I got to fit into my skinny jeans. So she's on Facebook and she happens to see, oh, get back in shape in 8 weeks for your class reunion. Is she going to want to respond? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Have we got a winner here? This is called a match. A market, your message to market. Who is your market? Remember, not somebody who's looking to lose weight. No, somebody who has to lose weight in 8 weeks right now. That's what we're doing. That's how you want to learn how to do this. So her internal monologue while she's pausing at this ad, it's like they read my mind. Can this be real? This is exactly what I've been looking for. Maybe it's a sign I need to take this seriously. I'm clicking on this. I got nothing to lose and everything to gain. I'm clicking this. This is one of Vicki Link's favorite lines. I'm clicking this, Kim. I'm clicking this. And she does. And we all do. We all do that. I'm clicking this. I got to see what this is. Why? Because you were already in the market. You want a fix. You read her mind. But you see, this is a little bit of a different thing than thinking everybody's going to want what you have. Are you with me? If I show you how to do this, how many of you know that you could learn to do this if I show you how? Let me see some me's. Let me see some me's. Like, I'll tell you something. I'll give you some examples that just happened to me. We've been doing this for so many years, but there is a trick to it and you have to learn it. Hey, Paula, how you doing, girl? And Chris, I see all of you. Charlie, oh, Charlie, babe, how you doing? All right, so there are people who have learned about crypto and Bitcoin, and I don't think there's anybody here who has never heard of Bitcoin or Bitcoin millionaires. How many people have heard of Bitcoin and Bitcoin millionaires and the Bitcoin blah, 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 and the blockchain and all this stuff? How many people have heard about this? Tell me yes or no. Let me see here. If
Oh,
I could
yes.
read your commentary, if you could read it to me, that would save
That's,
me.
I think they've all heard. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you've had it, right? And of course, people have lost money too. Don't, for everything that where somebody makes a fortune, hundreds of people, for everyone who makes a big fortune, there's 100 people who lose it. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. Get rich quick is fine if you're at the end of a 10-year run and you've really got it. And Tesla finally started working. It was a get rich quick after 10 years of working intensely. After 10 years of working intensely, then you're gonna have it. Okay. So there people kind of go, I wonder what this is kind of, I know it's the future. I had a gal tell me, I don't really know much about it. I didn't even know what a blockchain was. I barely know what it is now, but I'm getting educated fast. I got educated in the internet. I have an old friend. She's like, Kim, you're always with this new stuff. It's like the internet's a new way to communicate. I had an email letter before they had anything like Infusionsoft or any of these services. I just typed it up and sent it to my little 100, 200 people. So when there's a new world of something for communication or for exchange of value like money and people who have certain values, I really have always been drawn to those things. And I stay there and make a fool of myself until I learn how to do it. That's what I do. So I've been wondering about all this crypto and blockchain, and I know it's the future. So if somebody's thinking this, and I made a post on my Facebook the other day, and all it said was, I just bought some nodes in this blockchain project. Oh, and then I added this and am riding the wave. That's what I wrote. That's it. The only people who would give me any response is somebody who's thinking, I wonder about this crypto thing, and I know it's the future. I wonder about it. Why? Because that's who I was. I wondered that. Why? I wondered, how many people here would like to kind of know how do you do this crypto anyway, and really how does Bitcoin work, and how does this blockchain type thing work? How does all that work? And you're interested because you want to store up some money. You want to make sure that you're into whatever it is that could maybe benefit you. And then you see a post like this. I just bought some nodes in this blockchain project. I didn't even know what a node was till a week ago. What's a node? What even is that? Like you can't say nodes or what? What is wrong with you? Right. And so who responds? People who say, I want to know, what did you get? How'd you do that? And so I sent it to a bunch of people who asked, and several of those people are now in the same project with me. They were already interested. It wasn't that I was the big persuader. We didn't do, how persuasive is this? Look at it. There's nothing that says, ask me how, or connect with me, or this is the greatest thing. I did it. I did this thing. And I'm riding a little wave. I am. It's like totally cool. I'm used to paddling uphill. So to ride any wave at all is like a thrill to me. Okay. That's all. There was no more. And there was a little video from somebody from the project saying, this is what we're doing here, the people that we're looking for. And here's the values we have. We want to eat clean. We want to make sure that we save the planet. All the values that I'm completely aligned with. And that Vicky's aligned with. Okay. And some of those people bought. This is what we're talking about. You want to be able to do that with the market that you can help. How many people say yes? Let me see yes. Who wants that? What do we have, Vic?
Oh, yes, about a dozen. So
they were pulled in.
Right.
Notice, not because I was so great with my copy. The copy was quite dreadful, actually. If you look at it. But what kind of copy is this? Right? But they were pulled in. She clicks. You chat. And I showed them a video that somebody else had made from the project. Wasn't me. It was not one of these ridiculous things that they have at the network marketing companies. Just a guy saying, here's how this works. Here's how, and if you're interested in it, do this. Okay. And people decide, make a decision. And I would say that of the people that I talk to, let's say the first 30 About 3 of them bought right on the spot. 6 to 7% more are still thinking about how they're going to do it and yada, yada, yada. And the rest of them are right here and didn't even respond. You see, from this 90% down here, not thinking about it, don't think they're interested, no, they're not interested. They didn't even respond. So I didn't waste any personal time. Do you see that? Make sure that you get that. Because most of you spend your time and lose your energy talking to people who know they're not interested, don't think they're interested, or they're not thinking about it. How many of you have spent your time like that and you're ready to just barf? Right? So this is what we're doing here. You enter the conversation going on in the mind of the person who already wants to buy. Yeah, that's what we want to do. And you can do it for anything. The dot business, the weight loss business, the internet business, doesn't matter what it is that you do for people. This all works the same. Okay, remember? Okay, the reunion's in 8 weeks. She's thinking, I've been putting this off. I can't show up like this. What are we going to do? Get back in shape in 8 weeks for your class reunion. And that one thing, when you post something like this, and of course, they're all different depending on what you market, will get you people by the dozens who are looking to lose weight for a special event, or better, a dress size or two. That's way more sexy than getting into your skinny jeans than just losing weight, because it's so general and the whole world needs to lose weight. Okay? So that's the pull shortcut. Enter the conversation that the buyer is having, somebody who has the problem and they're looking for a fix. Does that everybody see how that works? All right. Now, how to get the strangers who are ready to buy. Remember, we're not talking about persuading them. No, 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 no. You're calling the names of people who are already going, well, you know, I gotta know about this blockchain stuff, or I gotta know about how you can find buyers like this and call them so that they're the only ones who respond. I want to learn how to do that. And that's what we're talking about, to make sure that you get this. Number one, what can you do for somebody that has a problem? What do you know how to do? And the way you can figure that out is Richard Branson says a business exists to solve problems people will pay for. Okay. So in this case, let's say, what can you do for someone who has a problem? Well, you might say, I know how to help somebody lose 2 dress sizes in 8 weeks so they look good for their event. That is something that you say you can do for someone. How do we know? Because you say, I did that for me. You see? That makes sense? So notice it's not, I can help somebody lose weight. No, that's way too general. Everybody says that. But I can get there in 8 weeks and lose 2 dress sizes. How do I know? I did it for me. What if it works for you the way it did for me? See, this is where your power comes from. You did it for you. A business exists to solve problems people will pay for, and you just have to clarify what those are and create conversations in your posting that sound like conversations, so that a person who is having that same conversation going on in their mind goes, oh, I want to hear about that. Okay. What problem can you solve for whom? So it begins with, what did your thing do for you? How many of you have a before and after? A before and after. Before, I was like this, and then I used this product, and now I'm like that. That's a before and after. And before, I started getting some skin tabs on my face and especially on my nose, and I really didn't like it because I thought, oh no, maybe this is a sign I'm going to get older, right? This is a sign I already am really old. And so I didn't really like that, and I didn't want to do plastic surgery or any of that. So I tried different things and nothing really made a difference. But then I tried this crazy thing where nothing even goes into your body. And 3 months later, they're all gone. What kind of thing is that? Magic, right? That's a problem it helped me with. So do you suppose that I could say, well, if you have things, little marks on your skin or on your cheek or on your legs, and you want to make them go away without surgery, this is what happened for me. You see that? So your story, my product helped me get back into shape. My product helped me, and then you fill in the blank. How many of you have a story with this? My product helped me something specific. Has anybody got that? Do you have a story like that? In the approach I'm giving you, you want to have a story yourself, or a story of someone very, very close to you so you know it firsthand. Why? Because it gives you confidence. Okay. And then you convert that story. My product helped me get back into shape in 12 weeks. Okay. Here's an example. Our business helps people looking to get back into shape. Did y'all see how that works? Our business helps people looking to get back into shape. This is when somebody says, what do? You can say that. Well, our business helps people looking to get back into shape without having to live at the gym. Okay. Well, there we are, without living at the gym or eating rabbit food. So what is your story? I got off some of my daily pain meds. I've never been on pain meds, but somebody's story is I got off some of my daily pain meds. That is your story. Because I was afraid to get hooked like my aunt or my mom. So that's your story. So how do you make an example out of this in terms of what you say to somebody that you do? Our business helps people who are looking to get off daily pain meds because they know they don't want to get hooked on meds. Tell me you got this. You see how this works? This is just examples. Okay, yeah, you're so smart, you guys. Or here's an income story. I was able to build up a $2,000 a month income with a side business. Without losing any friends, and now they see me as an advisor. Here's an example of that, what your business does based on what it helped you with. Our business helps people looking for something they can build on the side to earn enough for a bigger home, like I did, so you can make bigger payments, and somebody who wants a sweet retirement income when the time comes. Okay, because they don't want to be living in their adult child's garage when they retire. We've had so many stories like this. Or they don't want to lose dear friends. You see how this works? So number 2, you want to communicate to attract strangers who are already buyers. So first you need to know what you do for people, right? So you've got your own before, based on your before and after, and now you're going to communicate this. And that's, of course, this is the big deal we're going to do right now. You ready for this? Almost there. All right, here we go. By phone, what are the words you should use so that they say, in case they're not the one, that they help you find more customers who are the one? Phone is a very big deal. And before, there are ways to get people get people on the phone, whether they're strangers or people that you know that are we'll show you some of those. Okay. What are posts on social media, like on your Facebook profile, that you can create to make strangers want to connect with you? And this is what you need. This is what you learn how to do. You see, and it's all speaking. The whole mission is to speak only to people that are already buyers and that are already looking. It's the most important thing in the world. You're not looking to just talk to anyone and everyone and offer freebie this and freebie that and free time and free lead magnets and free this and no, you don't want to do that. You're looking for the people who are already looking. And if you have something that's helped you or somebody really dear to you, it's the quickest way to get buyers. We have gotten buyers in 24 hours for our high ticket program, which is right now $15K. We're not going to talk about that one today, but I'm telling you, people have bought it within 24 hours. People have bought, I have a friend, Eileen, they have bought her program for $100,000 within 24 hours of seeing it. Why? Because they were ready. They were ready. And they had enough information about what was going on that they said, I want it now. Does everybody do that? No. But if you get a few orders like that right away, even if it's just a couple $100 a month with your network marketing program, doesn't it feel good to have a few people that 3, 4, 5 people that are buying every single month already? Yes or no? Okay, so you have postings. What kind of posting can you do? Engagement. You learn what's the identity? People that are into the blockchain world, like what I have gotten into, are really worried about the economy and the dollar and who's got control of everything. And so all these people that are in this are thinking, I want to have an option and an out and something that's independent of a system that you really can't control. You don't know if they're going to jack up the interest rates or not. You don't know who's got control of the money or not. I mean, for those of us that are at a place in your life where you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket because you don't know who controls it, this identity is what you call them out, right? That's who you call out. Is it everybody? No. 3% will buy right now, 6 to 7% are looking, and the rest, no interest. And there are so many people in the world that the rest that don't, the 3% can make you millions of dollars millions and millions of dollars within a year to 24 months. Just know that. That's why you might think your 3 people said no, and therefore no one is going to say yes. But that would be just a wrong assessment. 7 billion people, 3 of yours said no, so what? You're just not posting the right way, adjust it, right? Credibility. We show you how to post with credibility. We show you how to make connections with the very people who are looking for what you have, okay? And then we show you how to do conversions. Like, for example, we have many posts on my Facebook. Go look, you'll see facebook.com/kim.klaver. And I have countless posts where people say, give me the information, give me the information, give me the information, give me the information. I want the information. I want to see this. I'm ready. I'm ready. Go look. And we just DM people and say, okay, here's the link. And same thing. We send out 50 of those in, I don't know, in a day or two. How many are going to buy right away? What percent? Who knows? What percent buy right away that day? Let's see who's got this together. Paula, do you know the answer?
Oh, they got it.
Of course she knows. Yeah, you know. Blair, he knows. Who else knows? Even if you send it to 50 of them, how many are going to buy right now? What percent? 3. And what percent are in the stage of looking? Well, let me see. I'm thinking I got to sleep on it, but I'm thinking maybe. What percent? 6 to 7.
Mhm.
And so you just keep doing that. And once you get it to enough people, that 3%, if you got 1,000 of them eventually and the word spreads, that is like 3% is what is that? 30 people. How many of you could even handle 30 people coming into your business? You wouldn't even know what to do. Oh my God, Kim, Vicki, what am I going to do? I have all these people, you know, and we'll tell you what to do. Exactly what to do with your product. They're all coming and say, I want this, I want this. Well, here's the next part. Say this next, and give this next, and do this next. And then pretty soon you take them shopping, and 3% will buy. And 6 to 7% will come in the next 90 days. That's the world of marketing. And with 7 billion people, your question is just how are you going to get the word out without going broke on ads? Okay. And posting is one of the things we show you how to do. Okay. You want to help people gain the trust to take the enrollment journey with you. And the best way to get trust from people is not your credentials. I have a lot of those. That's not the best way, especially in today's world. But that you can say, I did this for me. I helped myself do this. I helped myself do this. I learned how to do this. And that's why I'm offering it to someone else, because I didn't know if I could do it for myself. Like, I don't really know all that much about this blockchain world, but I am getting video after video from people that I respect who are already billionaires in other areas of life. And it's like, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. And slowly on, I'm growing into this way of living, just like I grew into the, like I did with the internet. I grew into it. My whole world now is the internet. The only time we get on the phone is people say, I want to enroll. Because the whole world of the internet is where I happen to be. You don't have to do that, but I just chose that because of the leverage. And then we talk to people. We learn how to do that. So the fact that you have results give you the power and credibility and confidence that someone else needs to say, yeah, let me do this. Because I'm no expert. We have people lined up to sign up with us for these crazy things. Okay. Does it make sense? So you have 2 paths. Do it yourself. And you can also get us helping you, showing you how to do this. Now, who here would like to learn this whole process where you're, from the moment you begin, you are looking for the people who are looking to buy that 3% and learn how to talk to those people? Who wants to see how to do that? Because that's what I'm going to offer you right now. We have a program that we just really released. Okay, and I'll show it. So we are looking for people who want to find strangers or people that you know, if you want, who are already looking for X. They're already looking for X, X being the thing that the problem that you know how to solve. Nobody will ever be looking for your product per se. They're going to be looking for the thing that you can do for them that they are seeking. like. I want to play tennis again, and I want that racket that's the best one in the world. It doesn't matter if I can barely hit the ball anymore. It makes no difference. That's the racket I want, because that's my identity is I'm a hot player. Give me the racket for $500 or $1,000. I don't care how much it is, right? I won't eat for a month. Why? Because that's the racket I want. That's my identity. I'm also somebody who looks at blockchain and crypto. Why? Because I like to know there's so many billionaires in it. Why would I, who is not a billionaire, go, oh, that's a scam? That is so dumb. To call something a scam because you don't understand it is the mark of a stupid person. Don't be that person. You have no clue. So somebody lost some money. So what? They lose money every day. Everybody loses money every day because they're looking for something quick. They don't look into it. They make mistakes. And even the people who are very good at making money make huge amounts of money on one or two plays. Look at the venture capital world. Most of them, if they make 100 investments, one is Facebook. And that one makes them a multi-billionaire, I don't know how many times over. That's Peter Thiel, it's Zuckerberg's, all those people. They made 99 losing bets, but one good one. And so you place your bets in the areas where you care, where you know you give a bean about it. And one of those, the law of numbers says one of those is going to be big. And you can't do three. Okay. All right. So that's what we're looking for. The buyer factory. Okay, let me show you what this is. You are going to learn how to call out. This is an online program that we do, and I'm there live every week. This is a program you're going to call out your ready buyers. What are the words that you're going to use so you enter the conversation in their minds? You're going to learn how to do that. Okay. That is really the things to say. Figure out what to say in the first place. And you will never be talking about your company or the product. That's the first part. Okay. And we have a surprise letter for you. One thing that some of you probably know is when you do your work, when you're trying to market, if you're having a bad day, that's probably not a good time to talk to people. What would you say? Is that true or not true? You're having a bad day, you're mad, you're upset. Hello, Aunt Lulu. Listen, you don't want this thing, do you? Right? So that's not a time that you do it. What you want to do is bring the version of yourself that is the best you that you remember to the task. And I have a way to do that. It's called your A+ letter, and that's the first assignment you're going to get. And that's changed the lives of people in the program. In fact, we had Vicki do it. What happened to you with your A+ letter? How'd that make you feel, Vic, when you heard it?
Well, it really did bring the best version of myself up front. So no matter what was going on, and Ken, you know, some storms have gone on, I could be somebody that I wanted to be, that I was. You drew it out. That letter drew it out.
Yeah, it's a way to do that, and you keep that letter in front of you, and then you move along. All right.
Yeah.
So number 2, how do you say it? How do you say the words on social media marketing and in your warm market marketing? That means contacting people who know your name and the people that they know that know their name. There's a very cool way of taprooting this that we have uncovered and have done for many years. You never lose a friend, and everybody will be looking forward to your calls. Very big deal. Very, very big deal. So we're going to show you how to say it so that you enter the conversation in the mind of the buyer that's already a buyer before you came along. You're not doing persuasion on social media marketing, which is your Facebook profile, and with warm market. And we have the scripts, every word is there for you. And then we customize it for what you're doing, okay, for what your thing is. And then how to take somebody on an enrollment journey. The journey from yes to what that 3% who's ready to buy takes a few steps. Takes a few steps, and you need to know what those are. And we're going to show you exactly what the enrollment journey is. It includes a diagnostic conversation with every person where at the end they go, I want it right now. That's what they want. Because those are the ones that you remember, your 3%. And then you'll have some 6 to 7% who say, oh, I so want this. Can I wait like 3 weeks or 2 weeks? And then they circle back, and here we are. That's the world of numbers. We see how that works. And we're going to show you how to do that enrollment journey. This is an old slide. The program's running right now, so we're in there. And what happens after you enroll somebody? A lot of people have said, oh, what do you do after you put somebody in? Then what do you do? And there's very specific on the enrollment journey, Vicki does something called an open the box goal. We have, I would say, in the last year, we haven't had anybody drop out. We've had no refunds in any of our programs that I'm aware of in the last 12 months. And we enroll people every single week. How? Because we do the open the box. And that's Vicki does that. It's a process that allows a person, the minute they get the package, whatever it is, whether it's lotions, whether it's an online web page that shows you how to market online, whether they're the dots, doesn't make any difference what it is. Vicki and the other person, they open it together and go through the process together. Isn't that what you've done, Vic, for everything we've ever done?
Yeah, who would know that it's so delicious for them to realize that when they get the box, I instruct them, don't open it. Just text me, let me know you got it, and I'll get on the phone with you or Zoom and show you some stuff. I'll give you some extra tips. So they do it right in front of me. We pull it out. Oh, and then we show how to do the thing or how to put this on their hand or whatever the case might be. And I tell you what it solved. It solved people sticking the box underneath something in the house and they forgot it. And
Right.
3 weeks later went by and they never used it. So they got into it with me. They felt cared about. They could tell me private things that they didn't want to reveal. And it was magical. It's just magical, really. That's my follow-up. Open the box with me.
And this is also for this program, the Buyer
Yep.
Factory, which is not any $100,000 program. When you start, it's going to be, oh, guess what? We're going to have an open the box. This is the first page. You see where it is? See where it is on your webpage? That's what we do. See? So you learn this online social media and offline by phone. These are the two major things that we do. And by the way, we also have a program if you want to call strangers, talk to complete strangers. There's a wonderful way to do that we have done over the years called the Cadaver Challenge. You know, Vic, we should do one of those. And they're called cadavers because we had people making 500 connects per week to win these contests that we ran. And one lady brought 8 or 10 of her people on her team to do the Cadaver Challenge with us. The reason we call it cadaver is because our people were getting skilled up. And in pre-med and in medical school, they take the medical students, which I was one of, and we practice on cadavers. You walk into that room and there's nothing there but formaldehyde smells and bodies, right? But they told us, go ahead and drop the central line, go ahead and make an incision. You can't do any harm because they're already dead. And so we had people calling local people. Nobody spent a dime on leads. And everybody realized they were basically doing cadaver calling, see, because it didn't make any difference if they ever bought or not. We were pumping iron, calling iron, communication, how to communicate. That's the key. Once you learn that, you're up there in the stars. Okay. So it's not $100,000 program or $50,000 program, the Buyer Factory, or $25,000 or anything like that. Although some of you here have bought programs for that much, I know, because I know you. It's not 15,000 either. The program is $24.95 to learn how to do this. And you can do it in 8 weeks. You can do it in 10 weeks. You can do it faster if you want. And we have a sweet payment plan of $4.99 per month. Okay. Okay, let me see. And then for those of you that like a deal, because I know there's always somebody here who wants a deal, you're going to get a one pay for $14.97. Okay, that's what we have for you. And I'm going to show you the link. I'm going to give you a little bonus that we have for this class, and that is the first 5 buyers that are here today. You're going to get I'm going to give you 45-minute one-on-one with me. And we sell those for $2,550. So if you're one of the people who buys the Buyer Factory program, if you're one of the first 5, we can only do 5. We'll give you a booking link for a 45-minute one-on-one with me to plan whatever it is that you're going to do. Okay, so I just want to show you that's just for 5 people and only the first 5 people. Okay, so Vicki, you should have the link to the program. Let me show you. This is what the order page looks like. And at the top there, you'll see why don't you guys click on that if you would, and tell me if it opens. So Steve Wickham and Paula and let's see, Blair, I think you might be ready, buddy, but I'm not sure. Pam, all of you that have an interest in this, Michelle, Lauren, would you guys just click on it and tell me that it opens? Because it never, you never know about these things. It opened. Okay. So what you'll see at the very top is Kim Klaver's Buyer Factory, Network Marketing by First Principles. How we draw people to us daily by phone or social media who were kind of waiting for our offer. Okay. How many of you have heard talk about, oh, and if you look on the right-hand side of the page here, you'll see two options. You see the green arrow and the orange arrow? Tell me yes, that you see it. See the orange and green arrow? Okay. There are two payment options here. You can do the one pay for the $14.97. That's the first one with the green. And that's, you see the little mark there. Or you could pay the price, the $24.95, and do that with 5 payments of $4.99. Remember, this is to grow your business. We're talking about growing your business here. We're not talking about buying some kind of a video game. Okay, see how that works? So pick the one that you want, and you'll have that in there. How many of you have heard of something called First Principles, which is really popularized by Elon Musk? Anybody? Yeah, I think I lost my images. Vic, can you still hear me all right?
I can still see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Your Buyer Factory order page is there.
Yeah, good. Yeah, the
Yeah, we've
first
got one person. Yes, I think I've heard of that. Steve.
Yeah. A lot of technical babble. Boy, don't we know that, huh, buddy? Yeah, totally. So this is what I want to do. And first principles are breaking down things so that you're not fooled by information that you think cannot be changed. So let me give you an example. When Elon was starting to make Tesla, his big deal was they said you were never going to make a sexy looking car, electric car. And he said, of course, well, why not? And they told the world of experts out there, said, well, you can't make one because the battery would be too big. If you want to drive the car across the country, the battery would have to be half the size of the car. And it's big and it's heavy and it's ugly. That's why the electric cars up into, Prius was not very good looking. I didn't think, but hey, if you had one, that's your taste, right? But they were kind of clunky looking cars, the electric cars. And so their assumption was that the battery is something that just has to get bigger in order for the car to go faster. And that would be bad because it's ugly. The batteries are big and black and ugly and they're very heavy. So how could you go fast? And he said, well, I'm going to make a Roadster that's going to be $120,000. It was 120. And it's going to go from 0 to 65 miles in 30 seconds. And it's going to be a battery powered car. And they said, well, how can you do that? Because their battery's going to have to be really big, and batteries are big and ugly and heavy. I mean, that's kind of the known thing. And so what he did is this. He said, okay, let's take a battery. The battery is made of certain components. Let's take the whole battery apart and see all the pieces that it's made of, number one. So they didn't take the battery at face value. They said, let's take it apart and see what it's made of. Then he said, we know that it has nickel, it has this, it has this, it has that. And we could probably buy all those individual pieces of the battery and put it back together in a way where it's not ugly and clunky, and it would cost us maybe 10 cents on the dollar. That is an example of using first principles to solve a problem. Do y'all see that? He didn't accept that the battery, that was it. No. Let me give you an example. In our business, what do they tell you in the network marketing business? All you have to do is talk to people. That's what they say. You just have to talk to people. This is like saying the battery is what it is. And because it's a battery and it's big and ugly and heavy, you can never make a fast Tesla car or any car with a battery because the battery is black and big and heavy and blah, blah, blah. He decided, let's take it apart and see what it's made of, and then buy the parts again and put it together in a whole new way, which of course he did, right? First principles. Just talk to people. Well, a lot of you have done that and you didn't get anywhere. So let's take the talk to people apart, just like you took the battery apart. What is it? Well, talking to people about the weather or talking to people about their kids doesn't make me any money. So I could talk to 100 people and make no money, yes or no? Who says that, yes or no? Talk to 100 people and make no money. How many of you talk to tons of people and you've made no money? Right? You have 2 Priuses, so sorry, I forgive you. Right? So what you really have to do to make the money is get orders. You need people to place orders, to use their credit card or their cash or whatever they've got, their crypto, and give it to the company or to you in order for you to make money. So we have to separate, just talk to people, to what do you say to get the order from people? So we don't just talk to people, we have to get orders from people. That's a whole new separate language. And that's what we're teaching you here. You see how that works? Yeah, that's it. Okay, any questions? Any questions for you here? Vic, did you have anything you wanted to add to this?
I was just checking your live stream, Kim, on Facebook. They were asking for the link over there. So anybody have a question?
Yeah, you want to be, if you want that hour, the 45 minutes with me, you want to be in the first 5.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Yeah.
Michelle is asking a question, Kim.
Hmm.
She's a first timer here.
Oh, good.
She says, any guarantee, question mark.
If the guarantee you mean for your income, well, we're not the one going to be doing your work. So what's going to happen here is you're going to learn how to become a marketer to talk to people. And whether or not you ace it, I'm not the one doing it. You're going to be doing it. So I would ask you, would you guarantee me that you will do the work and the steps so that you get educated and learn how to market? And then there won't be any way that you cannot succeed. But the reason we don't do a guarantee is, let's say I'm a lawyer and you want to, I don't know, get a divorce or something, and you want to get a big settlement. I might be the best lawyer for women on the planet, but would I guarantee you that you're going to win the case? You tell me, yes or no. Could I guarantee that? Would a lawyer guarantee that? Yes or no? You tell me. Right? Is there any guarantee about anything ever in the future? Right? Yeah. So the guarantee is you will learn how to market.
Mhm.
And I will show you how to do it. And if you have met the criteria that you've got a product that has helped you and works for people, you will learn how to do that. And how much you make really depends on, number one, what your profit margins are. Like, say, if you sell a $5,000 product and you sell 3 of them in a week and you've got a coaching program, that's $15,000. If you happen to market a product that's $100 and you make $10 on each one and you sell 3 that week, you'll make $30. Do you see that? The gal who was asking this, you see how that works? So I can't guarantee what you would earn. I can guarantee that you will learn if you will do it. And we are right there to help you do that. Yeah. But nobody can guarantee you any future income, because number one is the future, and we don't know how well you're going to do it, how much you're going to do it. One of the big things about this industry, all sales industry, is you start talking to people and you get a no. So there are 2 kinds of responses. One is, I can't do this. Second, this doesn't work. I just got scammed. Third is, okay, so they didn't respond. So let me see what I did. Let me adjust it and let me try it again. And it's called responding to the feedback that you get, adjust what you say and do it again until it works. In the same way that for Elon, is it guaranteed he's going to make his rockets go up? No. The last 3 he did, the first one, the big heavy one, blew up on the way just as soon as it took off. So did he say, well, where's my guarantee? Well, they didn't have a guarantee. We don't have future guarantees, right? But what he did is say, okay, the thing only got off the ground like 10 seconds. So liftoff was good. But after that, something blew up. So they fixed it. They figured out where the problem was and they did it again. And the second time it was up like 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. So then they knew, okay, well, we were good for the first 30 seconds. So does that mean it doesn't work or I got scammed by the Rocket people and my staff? No, we just didn't get it quite right. We're going to do it again. The last time they did it, it was up for 49 minutes. It went all the way up, went into the atmosphere and whatever they call it, space, I guess, and came back. And they lost it after that. So, they're going to be trying it again. This is the process of marketing. You will learn how to do it better and better and call the people who are looking to buy better and better until you succeed. And you take the credit for that. We've never said to our successful students, oh my, we did this for you. No, you do it. It's like, I'll be your Olympic swim coach, but you get the gold medal. Why? Because you did the work. You did all the transformational work. No Olympic coach can guarantee the person's going to win a gold or win a gold in tennis or win a gold in the Golden Gloves or win a gold in anything, right? The coach can't guarantee them. And nor does the coach get on the podium to take credit for the gold. The coach sits in the audience, and that's what I would be doing for you. You see? Does that make sense? Okay, somebody asked a question.
Well, here's another one. Steve's asking this. How do I create marketing materials without getting approval from the company first, which never happens?
Right. Well, of course, don't ever mention the name of the company.
Mhm.
We never have mentioned the name of the company or the product, and that's why you don't need approval. Let's say that, I'll give you an example. Vic and I happen to be marketing something, an alternative health product that's totally crazy. Nothing goes into the body. Some of you know what it, some of you are even in that same company. And so the question is, okay, so how are we going to do this? And I made a post one day and it said 1 in 3 adults are on daily pain meds. Some want off. And if you'd like to know how to get off and still get rid of the aches and pains, let me know. The company didn't need to approve that. Why? Because it doesn't mention anything about them. It's not about them. You're always talking about solving the problem that somebody has in their mind. So this particular post, which I put on a black background, said 1 in 3 adults are on daily pain meds. Some want off. And then I said, the quote, the dots have helped some people get off. And if you'd like to know how, let me know. And I think we got like 50, 60 people saying, I want to know how you did that.
Mhm.
So then we're talking to them. And then we can say, well, this is how this works. It works at this is, you describe enough of it so that a person could say, I want to go shopping. I want to see which ones of those I want for me. You see how that works? So the marketing materials, I wouldn't really think about big fat marketing materials. I would think about maybe making a video or a story about what you've got and never mention the name of the company or the product. They're the biggest turnoffs anyway. Nobody cares about the name of the product. I mean, the Buyer Factory is a good, totally wonderful product that we have. And for the price, it's marvelous. Some of you are talking about, oh, I want to make 3,000 a month. I want to make 5,000 a month. Well, if you invest, say, $1,500 or $499 a month, and let's say in 1 year, you're making 2,000 a month, that's per month already more than the investment. See, when you invest in yourself like this to learn how to market, if you really want income from your own efforts and not keep the job, you have to learn how to do this. And the reason people invest, the reason I invest in any program where I'm paying a coach is I expect to tenfold what I spent on the coach, you see. And that's the way you want to look at this. If you want to build your business and you want to spend an hour or 2 a day and learn this, it can totally change what you're doing. Totally, totally. See how that works? Okay. Any questions? Any other questions, Vic?
Part 2 of this, does this involve running paid ads? I ask because that's the only way I know to reach the numbers of people you're talking about fast, but that never seems to fit with the rules of MLM companies.
Right. So the question is, no, what we have does not require running ads.
Mm.
If you do your posting correctly on Facebook, on your Facebook profile, you don't need to run ads until after you're making, I would say, 8 to 10,000 a month. Then you can run ads, but I wouldn't spend money you don't have. And if you cannot communicate for free on your Facebook profile in such a way that people will respond, why would you pay to put money behind words that don't work? You need words that work. And we're going to give you those. That is what we specialize in. Words that work. Yeah. And for you as well, Miss Paula Peacock there. So good. All right, do the links work, the information that you've got there, so everything works? And we will see who I'm going to be talking with for your one-on-one. Any other questions?
And Kim, I'm putting my text phone inside. So if anybody needs to text me or talk, I'm right there. And I put the link in again, just so you guys can see it right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody see this? We good? I'm going to tell you the story of the doomed
Tell the
fly.
story.
Yes. Okay, so the doomed fly. There's a book by a guy named Ken Pritchett. It's called U Squared, Y-O-U squared. And he says he was sitting in his cabin one day, listening to the desperate sounds of a life or death struggle going on a few feet away. And it was, of course, a fly on a window. It didn't happen to be on the windshield, but he was on the window of his little cabin where he was sitting. How many of you have heard these flies? A couple, 2, 3 flies, or maybe just one on your window, and you hear them going buzz, 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 buzz. How many of you have heard that before? Let me see. Who's got that? Heard it? Yep. And then they keep trying harder. And that, is it going to work? Is it going to work if they try harder? Right? That's really the key. Or should they change what they do? And he said, he was sitting there in this little cabin space at his desk and watching these flies with their life or death struggle against the window. That's what he was saying right there, right? And he said a few feet away from me was an open door because it was really warm. And did they go to the open door to fly out to freedom? No, they stayed right there, buzzing against the window, buzzing against the window. And my question always is, who here is basically a doomed fly? Keep trying the same old, and hope that something's going to change until you die. Your dream dies. You decide, oh, I can't do this, because you kept going against the window, the thing that really doesn't do it. You have to find and speak to people who are already wanting to buy that 3%, and they're out there all the time. They just don't hear you because they're not looking for, scientific descriptions of anything. They just want to lose 2 dress sizes. They want to get into blockchain. They want to know that they've got some money stashed aside in places where nobody can get it. That shouldn't, So do you want to change what you're doing? Or do you want to risk dying on the vine because you can't take it? We can only take so much abuse. No, that's what I'm talking about. And if you don't change how you approach and how you see what your job is, which is finding people who already want that and learning to talk so that they say, that's what I want, then you have a chance at making a business that can make you 5 or 10 grand a month in the next year or 2. Instead of having 2 people, one of whom wants a refund. You see what I mean? Yeah. So this might help you. Also, it helps you with emails. We have a gal who came and said, oh, I want to have a big email list and I want to know how to write them. Well, this is exactly how you learn how to do that. How do you write an email list and just have those who say, that's exactly what I've been looking for, respond, and nobody else? Just those. This is how you do it. Right here. This is how you do it. 3%. And if you speak to them in such a way that you're entering the conversation in their mind, not about your product, not about your company, no. But, I kind of want to know about how to do this, and I kind of want to know about how to do that. Like if you are somebody who is marketing a product that helps people get off the daily pain meds, what if the email subject for something like, in case you're looking to get off daily pain meds, who's going to open it? Just the people who are looking to get rid of daily pain meds. You see how that works? Or if you're a doctor and you're one of those who is a statistic, yeah, I lost half my money doing something stupid. Read this. This is how this works. And these words come easily to me because I've done them for 30 years. And they sound easy to you until you start writing and you say, we have a fantastic ebook for doctors and nobody opens it and you don't know why. Nobody cares about your fantastic ebook. Do you see that? Nobody cares about your automated this or that or the other. You have to speak to the conversation in their mind, which is what we gave. And it sounds easy until you start speaking the words that are in your head right now. And you'll see that it's not the right stuff. Because, we've all been told all these things by the industry, most of which are not true. Like, just talk to people. That is not true. If you look at the first principles, how is that true? You talked to 100 people and you made no money. So is it just talk to people? No. So let's take it apart like the battery. Well, there's talking to people about the weather and yes, I'm fine. And then there's the conversation about something where we separate it and we're looking to see if that person might have a problem. And can we position ourselves in such a way as, we help people who are looking to get off daily pain meds. Oh, somebody said yes. And suddenly you're talking to someone who's looking to solve a problem and you can do it. Do you see what I mean? It's very subtle, which is why most people don't make any money in this business or any sales business. You have to take the time to learn to be subtle. It's very low key. The people who make the most money are not the ones who get all emotional. No. In fact, Elon said he doesn't hire people that get all emotional. Why? Because they waste all their energy on their emotion. You want to you spend your energy on planning. Who do I want? People that have this problem, and I'm going to learn to talk to them in such a way that that those people who have that conversation going on in their mind, they'll say, I want to know about that. Does that make sense? All right. Yeah, this is really good. It's so good to talk to people who understand that marketing is about values and it's about offering the values in such a way that somebody who says, yeah, I'm looking for that, they say yes. Because all of our best customers are people who were looking for us before we were looking for them. All of them. Yeah. Okay, you know how to get with Vic? Any
Yep.
questions? Laura?
Steve, I see you're trying to come in. So yeah, Steve is one of your first 5, at least.
Oh, my slots are already gone. Okay, good.
They're going, Kim. I've got a few
Oh, good.
others.
Oh, yes. Well, we have 4 more of those slots, and I'm sure they'll all fill up today. And I always wish too that, if I do this, is it going to work? And you have to think about Elon Musk. Think about Jesus. He only got 12 plus a frontline pukey. And he was going around doing miracles. How many of you can do miracles and say, look, see how great I am. Come follow me. That was his marketing message. What was it? Here's a miracle. You see this bread? I'm turning it into wine or whatever. What do you have? Bread into wine, wine into cheese or something. And it was follow me. If you want to know how faith can turn you into a whole new person, that's what it is. Look at the guy with the bed at the temple. He's sitting there, been laying in his bed for I don't know how many years, probably full of bed sores, thinking he can't walk. And maybe he couldn't walk. And what did Jesus say? Pick up your bed, babe. Get your butt off the floor and walk. And the guy did. Does that mean everybody does it? No, but he said with the faith of a mustard seed. So the faith drives people like Elon forward, even though he's got 3 huge rocket failures in the last year and a half. Why? He knows he wants to get to Mars. That's his thing. You want to reach your people that are waiting for you. If you know you can help them, isn't it your duty to do that, to learn how and stop and get over yourself? with your wussy, oh, they might say no. Well, that's right. The rocket might blow up and 500 million people are banging on Elon. Look, your rocket blew up. There are people like that. But if you know you've got something that can help people, isn't it your duty to find them and learn how to find them so you can solve the need and fix the problem? You tell me. You tell me. And you stay the way you are. Believe me, it's easy to stay the way you are. Most people are broke and don't know what to do. And they're just so afraid to move forward. But at least you will be with people who know how to do it, and you will learn how to reach your people. That I can tell you will happen. Okay? All right. Good. Yeah, good. I'm delighted to see you guys coming in. That's totally good. Okay. Are we good? Vic, can all of you connect with Vic?
Yep, and I'm going to put my text right here just in case. Some of you are texting me now, but just in case, there it is.
Yep. And only 4 to go. That's it.
Yep.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Kim.
So
and
Michelle,
everybody.
yes, in fact, you are somebody who had that list. And that is something that we could help you with if I know what it is that you're doing. And just remember the pyramid, 3%. So say your list is 1,000 people. If we can get 30 of them responding, right? That's that 3%, maybe 50. In fact, probably here's a good rule of thumb. Say you have a list of 1,000 people and you learn what you can do for whom, and you have no idea on that list who has that problem. So of course you're not going to say something stupid like, oh, here's how to make a boatload of money and not do anything. No, don't do that. But you might say, let's say you had you're marketing the dots, just pretend. If you're looking to get off, you're on daily pain meds and you're looking to get off and you want something that doesn't even go into your body, read this. Okay. You will be able to see on your open statistics how many people opened it. And that will tell you how many people are curious. That's probably that first 10%. Remember on the pyramid here, I showed you the Chet Holmes pyramid. This is people that have lists because it's really good to know this. Remember this? So 3% are ready to buy now. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to buy from you. It means they're ready to buy right now. So somebody might be ready to buy right now and they're going to go, oh, I want to buy Ray's program, or I want to buy Lulu's program, or I want to buy, they're going to buy something. They're ready right now. But it'll be a good thing for you to know. So you take this 3% and say 7%. That's 10%. So you'd expect maybe 10% of the people might open your email. Do you see that? See how that would work, Michelle? And of those people, right? 3% might buy. It depends on what's in the email. And you won't hit them up on the first. Remember, it's like a couple, 2-3 days. But they're ready right now. They're ready to go. They've got the toothache. Where's the dentist? I'm ready for somebody. And so you'll have that 10% maybe open rate and 3% are ready. And then you in your email, you're going to have something that says, if you want to know a little bit more, here's how this works without giving away the details. If you want a little bit more, click here. You make them do something and we decide what that something is. And it might be that there's an ebook, but I wouldn't give a whole ebook. I would first find out how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how sore are they? Like, did they just lose a ton of money, a doctor, or did they just have a fire and they didn't have insurance for it? Because those are the ones that are ready to go right now. You see that? And that's what you want. And if you didn't know this, you might send an email and nobody opens it and you think, oh, email doesn't work. It does. It all works. We just don't know how to do it. Elon's rocket crashed again. 49 minutes it stayed up. And some people reported, oh, his rocket crashed again, because that's the way they are. The mainstream media is they're anti-excellence and for everything else. And so the minute somebody excellent fails, they highlight, oh, look, it failed. Well, Elon's, you know what his approach was? We are now ready to go interplanetary. Why? Because it launched, it took off, it went through the atmospheric, whatever that burn is, it went all the way, and then it came back. They didn't lose it until the ocean. So he knows that step is all they need. When it comes back, and this time they find it in the ocean, like all of his other stuff, they all come back and land on these pads. All his rockets are reusable. Has anyone ever seen that? He goes up and they drop off all these satellites wherever they go out there in space, and then they come back and land on their butts where they came, two at a time. If you want to cry at human achievement and the beauty of it, watch that. It's never been done in history. It's like, oh my God. It's like Jobs said, we're going to make our phones so beautiful, they're going to make you cry. And when they first came out, they did just that. See? So you learn how. If you've got anything that can help people, is it your duty to let them know, or are you just going to let them suffer because you don't want to learn how to call their name? That's really what you're doing. Okay. Yeah, I think, we can help you with your email too, Lauren, because at least now you're on the right track. You're marketing a high ticket program, whatever you're marketing, you should double the price, Lauren. Because if you get 3 clients at 15,000 versus 3 clients at 7,500, you can take a weekend off. And I know what you're doing. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Plus we can chat for 45 minutes and plan the whole damn thing. That's what we can do as well. So that'd be good. Be fun to chat anyway. 45 minutes on the house, not 25, 50. All right, get with Vic so we can get you into one of those first 5 if you want that. I think that'd be fun for me too. And the same for you, Michelle. Okay. All right, you guys, are we set, Vic?
We're set.
Okay. So
All
see
right,
you.
everybody, you know my number.
Yep.
Text it. I got some texts coming through. Thanks, Kim, for all this. I love this. Really loved it. That
It's so
3%
wonderful.
is a good reminder for people. 3%. Very good.
3%. That's all that's ever going to buy that's ready right now. And the rest, 90% don't have any interest, no matter what you say. So what does that tell you about the network marketing mantra? Everyone will want this. It's utterly false and designed to bring people in who don't know any better. And then they try 3 times and then they quit. What good is that? So come if you want to learn how. I want to help you reach your people. That's a wonderful thing to be able to do. Okay. All right. So we're good to go. All right, Vic, stay connected, lady.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, do we have the Q&As, Vic? Did you get those? Yeah, we have that. Okay, cool. I got it. Okay, we are good to go. Yeah.